In this video, we are doing another CARPOOL shoe review, and in this one, we're talking the Nike Alphafly. Welcome everybody to the back of Toby's car. We are in the milk float, and today we're talking about these. Now, if you've not seen the first video we've done in this series, basically we are driving back from a race, an event, and we're talking shoes. It's quite a novel idea. Last time the sound quality was terrible, and just to give you a heads up, probably the same again. In this video, Tobe's driving, size in the front. We'll come on to him in a minute, but we're talking about this shoe, the Nike Alphafly. Now there is, and I appreciate it's a second version of this coming out, but you can get these on the Nike website if you're like quite choosy. You can pick them up certain times quite cheap. Tobe, what did you pay for yours? 130 quid, right? So the reason we're talking about it today is because we've just done a half marathon in London, the London Landmarks half marathon. We've all gone round in relatively decent times for us. We were wearing the shoe because we are going to be using for the Edinburgh Marathon. So if you're thinking about a marathon this year, that's why we wanted to do the video about the Alphafly. So the Alphafly's got a big stack of Zoom X on the back. It's just about legal. You've got your AirPods up the front. You've got a little bit of grip on the front. You've got an atom knit upper, and that's about it. It fits true to size, I would say. You've got a one-piece construction. I can't remember but the weight, but I do know it is heavier than an X%. But yeah, in terms of fit and feel, it's on the money in terms of fitting true to size. Right, okay, so we wore the shoe today, all three of us, because we wanted to test all our kit ready for the Edinburgh Marathon, where we're going to be going for times. So that's why we wore them on the streets of London today, to put a time down and to find out what the shoe would be like in race conditions. Right, so today I ran a 138, Tobe ran a 137, Tobe? Yeah. And so I ran a 142 around the streets of London. Boys, how did you find the shoe today? Firstly, Toby. And by the way, ours were all box fresh, just as a clue. So we hadn't worn them at all before today. So, Tobe, what do you think of yours?
I do quite like it.
Yeah.
I do feel the reactiveness.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Probably.
The bounce as you go, especially when you pick it up a little. I did have a little bit of a rubbing on my outside of my little toe. So.
Oh, now is that socks or fit?
I don't know. I don't think it's a fit. I mean, it's the same size as I'd normally get.
Yeah. Okay.
But so
probably
I'll have
socks,
to have
isn't it?
in my.
Yeah.
But then I wear those socks with other shoes, so I think I need to experiment a bit more. Really.
Yeah. Were they a fin sock, Tobe?
No, they weren't.
Yeah. See, personally, I'd always recommend a fin sock.
Yeah, but I wore double line socks today.
Did ya?
Yeah, fine.
You was alright.
Absolutely fine.
So, Si, how did you find the Alphafly today?
Well, considering the first time I've run in them, they were fine really.
Yeah.
And they were good. That the as further you got into race, when the legs got a bit tired, you managed to hold the pace a bit better, sort of thing.
Yeah, that is the thing with the shoe, right?
Never had no rubbing, nothing.
I think you're on the money. The shoe, right, is so good at holding speed. That's the thing with it. And you get in those later stages of the race when you're a bit tired and you ease off, you can't help but ease off, but the shoe sort of picks you up, puts its arm around you, and then sort of sends you on its way. It's a funny old thing, isn't it, Si?
I would say so, yeah. As long as you're still like within, like, I don't know, 8:40, 8:45, you're
on pace, on goal pace.
You're all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you slowed down too much,
then it would be difficult.
they'd be difficult because you can't hardly walk into things.
Well, I had to bloody walk back then and it was nice.
Oh, he's sworn again, Tone.
I didn't swear.
We'll bleep that out. Anyway, but yeah, so the point is, if you're running at them in goal pace, I personally don't think you can beat them over the marathon distance. I wouldn't normally wear them as a half shoe. I'll be honest. I wouldn't wear. I'd probably wear the Next Percent, or I'd wear a Saucony Pro Plus, something like that. Something's a little bit more nimble that I can get after. It's a little bit more lively. The Alphafly is just a cruising machine. So in terms of, because you picked it up at the end, Tobe left me with about, what, 2 mile to go, Tobe? Mile and a half?
1.5, I think.
Yeah, so you picked it up a bit. How did you find them respond to that?
They responded to that really well. That was I knew that effectively I was at that point at the end where I had to either pick it up and take it with me,
Yeah.
or I would end up dropping down too far. So.
But they came to you to shoot.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as I picked up that pace, that bounce came in, and they just took me along to the end.
So there we go, people. So it's a resounding, I could think, conclusion. Are we? I mean, me personally, I'm going to wear them at Edinburgh. Tobe?
If I can sort out the rubbing, I will do.
I might just be wearing them a couple more times. Si?
I'll be wearing mine now.
Yeah?
I can't see what else I would wear.
Yeah, that's true. What else would you wear, really? There's nothing really out there, that's the thing.
Unless you was, especially if you're kind of going for a bit of a time. If you were just plodding round, literally plodding round, you know, like when we're going along.
Skechers.
Yeah, I'd wear the Skechers just all day long.
Yeah,
the new ones.
Yeah. No, you know what? You're right. I mate, you're right. If I was just plodding, right, if I weren't going for a time, then I would probably go for something like a Saucony Pro 2, something like that, Pro Plus, whatever. I'd go something nice and stable, comfortable. You know, it might even go Meta Speed Sky from Asics, to be honest, something like that. But I think for me, going to Edinburgh, I am 100% locked in on the Alphafly, unless Alphafly 2 drops like next week. Then I'm all over that. But yeah,
Untested
and unproven. So what we're saying is, conclusive. Finish the video. The carpool shoe review once again. At the height of, we're pioneering videos now on 40 runs. It's a massive plus. So if you're looking to do a marathon this year, October, maybe you're thinking about doing London, I think it's conclusive between all three of us. Get yourself a pair of Alphaflys. And that's the end of that. So right, we're going to go and get something to eat now, probably KFC. So say bye, boys.
Later. See you later.
Bye.